with whom we are going to break for you the contents that are happening in the world of sports. A lot of stories continues to happen locally, nationally, continentally, and also international. Remember, the StarTimes FIFA Big League is bouncing back tomorrow. Match day 2 actually started the other day, whereby we had one game on the card. Basically, we'll be talking about the game between the Caterpillars on Duparaka, as it will be their first game at home in StarTimes FIFA Big League, and they will be hosting the team that's Chetume. Remember, the first encounter Chetume played, they were able to beat Inda Boys by 3-1. This time, their way to Caterpillars will be doing discussion about that game, more especially the analysis part of it. And the StarTimes Uganda Premier League match day 3 actually continues. On Thursday, there was one game, the 2 games we are actually played, and then yesterday 3 games we are played, and the games will actually bounce back tomorrow, not today. Tomorrow we shall be having one game on the card, and it will be between Sports Club Arua Hill, as they will be taking on the team. That's Bull FC will be giving lengthy analysis about that game, which team actually is having the higher chance, which team is having the fate to win the game, and also the CAF Confederations Cup, not CAF Champions League, but we are going to discuss about the CAF Confederations Cup matches. CAF Champions League is also ongoing, whereby we are having teams from the different parts of the continent, the likes of Al Ahly. You talk about Etoile du Sahel, they are taking part. You talk about St. George of Ethiopia, but our emphasis will all be about the CAF Confederations Cup, because we are having one team, one representative from the country, that's KCA, and they will be taking on the team, that's Absalim. Absalim is a team that comes from Libya. We'll also be doing the analysis about that game, whether the Kasasiro boys can be in position to proceed to the next round of the CAF Confederations Cup. Not only that one, international, we will also be discussing about the top 5 European leagues, big match guys, games we actually played yesterday night. Barcelona, as Suzy said, picking a narrow win over the team of Sevilla. Lens, of course, continuing their fine run ever since they were promoted to French League 1. Yesterday, they also won their game, and also in Italian Serie A, games are also bouncing back, and the biggest fix actually to be played today is a game between AC Milan, as they will be at San Siro to take on the team Lazio. And also in German Bundesliga is also running. One game was also played yesterday. It was between the team Borussia Dortmund. They did take on Hoffenheim, and they managed to win that game. So many games, and also Spanish La Liga will be talking about them, and people's favorite. When I talk about people's favorite in European football, know that we are actually talking about English Premier League. It's also bouncing back, and we are just some minutes away for the kickoff of the early kickoff of the game between Aston Villa and Brighton and Hove Albion. And also 2 bad news, well, in fact 1 bad news already for the team of Manchester United, as their defender Lisandro Martinez is going to be out for 3 months because of foot injury. And also good news, but yes, there is bad news. At the camp of Manchester United, they have consoled themselves with a good news. Of course, Anthony officially returns for the team of Manchester United, but will not be in action against the Palace. Plus the transfer rumors that continues to make headlines every day. I did say that the summer transfer window has already been shut down, but clubs still continue to link with the move to sign several players, and we'll be talking about one player, that's Smith Rowe, this winger, this versatile player for the team of Ghana. He has been linked with a move away from the club, and we'll be talking about his future. As I said, I am Oraku Benson Pastore, together with Suzy Linda, with whom we are going to break the content. Today is already the last day for the month of September, and the year is 2023. That means starting from tomorrow, we will be getting into new month. That's a month of October. Suzy, you are most welcome. I don't know how the month of September has been driving you, more especially in sports.
It has been quite a good one. Good afternoon, everyone that is viewing. Good afternoon to my colleagues at work behind the camera, in the production, and my colleague host. And I should say, it is a weekend edition over there. Is a Wisa time, 2 to 3. We're always here. We'll only rest tomorrow, and then on Monday we get back to your TV sets, of course, doing what we always do best. There is anything sports, locals, be it nationals, be it internationals, anything in sports, we bring it right here to you. Locally yesterday, by the way, the Black Angels had a build-up game down in Paida with there is with the Paida Hills, and that game ended on a 2-0 in favor of Paida Black Angels. But Paida Hills now took to playing a very physical game, I was told, because I tried following up that very game, and a lot more to come.
Exactly, that is the story you have said. A lot of teams, more especially from Nyagaki zone, they are now playing build-up matches. Paida, this time there seems to be the most active team. I am talking about Paida Black Angels, not Paida United. They have played the friendlies with a number of teams that plays in the 4th Division League, non-league you talk about, even to the extent of playing friendlies with some of the teams that plays in StarTimes Uganda Premier League. You talk about teams that play in StarTimes FUFA Big League. The best example we can tell you at this particular moment is the friendly they played with the team of Onduparaka home and away, in which they were able to collect 4 points in total. That means in friendlies they are actually very, very impressive. Pakwati youngsters, they are also not leaving themselves behind. They are engaging themselves in friendlies, and also newly promoted side into Nyagaki zone. We are actually talking about India City. Each and every time they are also boosting themselves to see that they play a lot of friendlies before the new season of West Nile Regional League kickstarts. So those are the updates we can give you as far as the updates of West Nile Regional League teams are concerned. So actually let's kickstart our discussion with the Uhuru Tournament Cup. And I remember a week ago we hosted the public relations officer for Bura district. We basically discussed about the Uhuru tournament. This tournament, of course, was supposed to start the other weekend, and it was pushed ahead because they still gave enough period for new teams to register for the tournament. And according to the report we have actually got, the tournament has started today, and it's going to be 5 days tournament. That means it is starting today, tomorrow it will be there. Also the upcoming the next weekend on Saturday and Sunday it will also be there, and that particular day where our country will be in which our country shall be celebrating the independence, that's when the finals are going to be played. And currently as we talk, we still don't know where the finals are going to be played, and as we talk right now, so many venues have been approved for these games to be played. Ayelembe is one of them, Eruba is one of them, Otoko is one of them, and also according to the report we have got from the public relations officer behind the Arua District Football, he said actually teams that are participating in West Nile Regional League, they are not part of it because very soon the league is kickstarting, but it's a mandate for the teams that are playing in 4th Division League. You talk about teams like Ovisone, you talk about Ezoko, they are part of it, plus teams, non-league teams, and also teams that are playing in 5th Division League. Interestingly, I remember some 4 days ago we also discussed about this one. Two ladies team, of course, they have already registered for the tournament. We never know, we have not got the exact number of the teams, ladies teams that have registered for the tournament, but so far we have got 2 of them, and the tournament has kickstarted today. How good is this one?
I think it's quite a very good initiative for any stakeholder that was behind this very tournament. It actually shows that it actually shows love for the district, which shows love towards the community and its own community down there. And I should say the teams that took up also the initiative to register for this very tournament, I would also like to congratulate them and thank them, because it's always not easy for teams to, of course, get their registration fee. Trust me, most of these registrations don't go for free. They come at a cost. So the teams that took up the initiative to come up and register for this tournament, I would also like to say congratulations and thank you so much for honoring the district call for this very tournament. And trust me, with some of the venues that you just mentioned a few seconds back, and some of the teams that have already registered, I am most astonished by actually you saying that the ladies team equally registered. I think it's quite a very good one. I am loving the bit that actually the society is changing. Initially we used to know that football is a thing for men, but now if you are coming up and telling us that there were 2 ladies teams that registered, to me I think it's quite a very good one, in that society is trying to change from the traditional bit of it of how they view things and how they just do their own judgments on, and all that and all that. I think the ladies equally have a lot of work to do. Different stakeholders have a lot of work to do to pull up ladies in football. I am not a good player, but here I am. Where have you ever seen in Arua here a lady doing sports? It is not there. I've never seen it anywhere. So I think we really need to go down to the grassroots and pull up ladies to do whatever it is that we used to see as a thing for men. I think Arua district is one very key example. Is a top notch for them that they have been able to actually get 2 ladies team register in for the Uhuru tournament. And when this tournament kickstarts, already it kickstarted today, Benson clearly confirmed that we will follow very soon and be able to compile some of the results and some of the very key aspects and key everything that actually goes on within the tournament.
Yeah, initially two ladies team they registered. We never know by now the numbers will be more than that. We need to give you authentic information, and we also get back to the public relations officer behind the Arua District Football, and he will be in person to tell us the right number of the ladies team that have already registered for the tournament. But the confirmed ones are already 2. Yeah, it's still a new DFA. Remember last year they were still under Arua City DFA, but they have now moved by their own and they have actually started it marvelous. And away from that, let's also turn our focus to, in fact, off script, there is also another sporting fraternity, that's boxing, Arua City Boxing Club. As I talk right now, they are for preparation for a friendly game on Independence Day. Actually, the team they are going to face is coming from Kampala, and according to the report we have actually got from their chairperson, they are saying that this friendly game, of course, will be at home, and the venue for it will be at Heritage Court. So we are also following that one, and it's a friendly game, and it will be taking place on Independence Day. That's as far as boxing is concerned. And also getting back to our script, we are getting to the second tier of Ugandan football and discussing StarTimes FUFA Big League, a big match coming tomorrow at Ababet Green Rice Stadium. And I did see actually when we are giving the highlights of the discussion, this is going to be the first home fixer for the team of Caterpillars. The first game they played, they were away to Lira Akibwa, and they lost that game just by a goal to nil into the hands of Blacks Power. Now they are coming back. The team they are going to play is Chetume. 2 seasons ago, they were actually playing together with Onduparaka in StarTimes Uganda Premier League. The first encounter they had in StarTimes Uganda Premier League, they also beat Sinda Boys, a newly promoted side, by 3-1. This time, Chetuma away to Onduparaka Football Club. They at home on the Paraka Football Club. Are we smelling something good, positive for the Caterpillars this time? I
think the Caterpillars will be looking at a comeback for the fact that they lost to there is the Lira-based side, Blacks Power. Initially, as they started their season with an away spirit, there is a Lira, a side that they virtually dragged from StarTimes Uganda Premier League down to there is down to FUFA Big League together. And I can clearly remember Onduparaka finished its home game last season in there is a StarTimes Uganda Premier League with Blacks Power, and just a reminder on the goal scores, it ended on a 1-0 in favor of there is Onduparaka Football Club. And this time around, I think Lira-based side there is a Blacks Power didn't actually take that very defeat in a good in a good heart, and that's why they were able to beat their rivals. And I think Onduparaka and Blacks Power are becoming, by the way, one big rival if you look at them very closely, because recently, otherwise last season, Onduparaka also lost their CEO, former CEO. There is a Saba X level 2. There is the Lira-based side, Blacks Power, and then as they faced off in the first clash, it ended on a draw basis. There is Onduparaka traveled to there is Lira, and then when the Lira-based side Blacks Power came down to Onduparaka, it ended on a 1-0. That was Onduparaka's last game in StarTimes Uganda Premier League. I remember they ended the season with UPDF in Bombo military barracks by beating there is UPDF 5-0. And that was how Onduparaka actually got to close their season in Star Times Uganda Premier League. They also started the season with an away spree, traveling to there is a Lira, and they lost 1-0. So tomorrow is yet another day for there is Ondupara Football Club as they get to host their rivals. There is Blacks Power down home. Trust me, this is going to be a very big clash. It's one fact that Ondupara will be playing in front of their fans, and that they will be playing on to their home grounds, a ground that actually they are acquainted to. Trust me. And then I think a few of their good players didn't actually surface during the Lira game, and that's how they were beaten. And this time around, Blacks Power gets to travel home, and I am looking at Ondupara trying to make a comeback into the result, the big league. They will possibly try as hard as much as possible to actually get the 3 maximum points. But trust me, it's not going to be an easy one. If Ondupara is picking a win tomorrow against Blacks Power, it's not going to be a smooth win. I am looking at a 1-0 as well for there is Ondupara Football Club. Unless otherwise, if there are goals that are going to come from the side of Ondupara, and then it's going to either be a 2-1 for there is Ondupara, but that win is going to be in late minutes, and it's going to be a very hard win to pick if at all Ondupara gets to hit the crack and collect all the 3 points.
Based on the prediction you have just given, it means it's going to be a hard game, a game full of tension for the Caterpillars. Let's leave Star Times Fufa Big League. This time we take our focus to the top tier of Ugandan football, and we look at Star Times Uganda Premier League. Match day 3 continues. On Tuesday there was 1 game on the card. In fact, 2 games we are played, and producer can actually help us to display the results on the screen. Busoga, of course, lost the game into the hands of Express. The game ended by 2-0. Busoga had a red card, and also we saw the team of URA playing out a draw with the team of Bright Stars. Yesterday we talked lengthy about the 2 games that we have played on Thursday. We don't want to repeat, go back to the analysis of them, and we need to take a look at the analysis of the 3 games that actually took place yesterday. And the first one, the unbeaten record of NEC coming to an end, and suffocated into the hands of the Mutesa 2-based club, Sports Club Villa, and they lost that game by 3-0. Another game also took place. It was between Airtel Chitara, and they did beat the team Gaddafi by 2-1. That means Airtel Chitara still maintaining their 100% start to the season. And also the other game was Wakiso playing UPDF. Wakiso actually, they were away from home to UPDF, and they managed to beat UPDF by 2-0. And games will still bounce back on Sunday with 1 fixture on the card to be played, 1st of October, and Ruihill Sports Club actually will open the new month with a home fixture up against Bull, and also the other 2 giants, that's KCA Vipers, will play on 3rd, that's on Tuesday. SKCA will be staying at the Philip Omondi and will take on Maroons. Meanwhile, for the team of Vipers, they will have to leave St. Mary's Tende and travel to Kacheka to take on Mbara City. Let's have a brief discussion about the games that took place yesterday. NEC FC, their unbeaten record coming to an end. Remember, before the game actually took place, they were on top of the log with 6 points with a goal difference of 6, but Sports Club Villa demolished them demolished them in the evening, and the game of course had to end by 3-0. All these goals were actually scored in first half. Did you expect that one?
I think yesterday I can clearly remember my analysis in that I was anticipating a draw of the result for NEC, but then for the fact that they were traveling away, I also didn't see Villa picking in Villa picking in that win, collecting all the 3 points from a NEC that is proving to be very hard. Okay, we have actually rushed. We have actually rushed to label NEC as a very tough side, simply because in their first debut they were able to beat Busoga 5-0, a side that Arua Hill Soccer Club failed to beat. But then I think we also blundered somehow labeling NEC as a very tough side. But then here Villa comes in and also beats them 3-0. But so this was quite a shocker, because we had all closed our brains on the record label that we had placed on NEC, simply because we thought maybe the 5-0 was a good one that they did, and that they were yet to continue there is with their record of beating people, but here they are, Villa beating them, and like Owen said, they're not even far from each other. From Villa's home to there is Bugolobi, and they're all within the capital city, I should say, of Uganda. So Villa also, I think, was looking at picking in their very first win. Remember, their first game didn't go so well for them, even the second one didn't go so well for them. So I think they were actually looking at a comeback to prove to their fans that they were almost starting to lose it out.
Yeah, Villa, 3 games, 1 win, 1 draw. The win came yesterday against NEC. The draw they played was against Maroons, and the defeat they had, it was into the hands of Airtel Chitara. Meanwhile, the other result is a disappointing and shocking result for UPDF against the team of Wakiso Giants. Each and every time we expect them to at least come up with something on the table, you will see the disappointing part of it. And we actually at home, and Wakiso Purple Sats went away to them, and they could not even manage to pick a mere point. Then at the same time, Chitara still maintaining their 100% start to the season, and as we talk right now, they are on top of the log. And certainly, producer, of course, will have to displace the table standing each and every time we discuss StarTimes Uganda Premier League. We need to keep you updated with the table standing, and you need to keep you on judging the fate of every team. UPDF beaten by Wakiso Giants, and Airtel Chitara still continuing with their fine run of the season. I think no doubt about Chitara because they are still very, very organized. Meanwhile, UPDF, to me, I think they are still picking from zero.
UPDF has a very long way to go, and they have to reorganize their team. I was going to say they still needed to sign a lot of proven players, but then the transfer windows, remember, they are closed. So this time around, UPDF, remember, this is a side Onduparaka picked their first win from last season. And then it is also a side Onduparaka closed their winning spree with. That was still last season. But to me, I thought maybe UPDF had learned from their mistakes of last season, and that they would really, for the fact that they survived relegation, they would go back to the drawing boards and at least tighten on where the weaknesses are. They needed to sign in players where it was noticed to be the weaker sides and all that. First of all, if you look at UPDF, I really don't see any proven player. Starting from midfield, I don't see them having a holding midfielder. I don't see them having, I don't know if the players are really there. But there is no player at UPDF that you will talk about very proudly saying that, yeah, this is one player who can lift the whole of UPDF on his shoulders and carry it alone. Just like how Muhammad Shaban did it for Onduparaka Football Club 3 years ago. When Onduparaka Football Club was facing the first relegation, we saw Muhammad Shaban lifting the club wholesomely alone on his shoulders, and they survived relegation. Who is such a player that UPDF has? I don't see any.
Exactly.
So UPDF, I think their pleas still continue. Their misery days are still continue. UPDF needs to sit down and check through their players. But there are also one club, by the way, that tried to be active during the transfer windows, but then the players they went in for were not very key players that wouldn't really manage the league. That was according to me, and this is very evident now that they're just proving my doubts. When I was cross-checking some of their signing list, to me the players they actually added onto their squad weren't very good players, and here they are being beaten.
Yeah, it's true for a club. For a club, at least you should be having 1 or 2 integral figures when you play a game like this. At least all the eyes can be fixed on him, and at any time a magic can come from such kind of a player, and you will see the team winning. It's true, teams like UPDF, teams like Gaddafi, Bokokera left them. At least for some of the big teams, you will see that for the team of Vipers, when you talk about Vipers, people's mind will go to that Unity Centum, Milton Carissa. You talk about teams like KCCA, Rogers Mato has already left, Alan Okero has already left. I think KCCA is one of them. They will also need to be very, very careful, because right now, to me, there is no key figure at the team of KCA. Any other person can fear. Muhammad Saban, people may say Muhammad Saban, to me, Muhammad Saban is not a key figure at the team of KCA. Also, you come to the team of Villa. People used to talk about Charles Ibale, what. I think for them at least they have one player, that's Onjima Peter. Whenever you think about them, you can talk about them. Bright stars like what Nelson Senkatuka with the experience he did coming up with Equalizer. Meanwhile, in summary, UPDF giving the statistics: 3 games played, first one a draw with the team of UPDF, recent one they were beaten by the team of Chitara by a goal to nil. Then yesterday, again losing into the hands of Wakiso Giants. Susie, actually, before we go for the first half break, we have one representative still fighting for continental tournament. That's the KCCA, and actually their game reverse fixture is taking place today at St. Mary's Sitende, and they are playing the team that comes from Libya, Absalim. The first leg of this game was actually played a week and some days ago, and in the process they lost the game by 3-1. Now they are returning home, and for them to proceed to the next round, they will need to beat the team of Absalam by 2-0. They are at home. 2 goals, very huge for an African team, and also against an African team, because we already know that it's difficult for these teams to always put into the back of the net so many number of goals. Are we seeing them coming back and you see them proceeding to the next round? I
actually don't see KCCA scoring 2-0 against Salim. This is one side that badly beat them when they traveled away. KCCA has also signed in a lot of players, by the way. KCCA can present 3 teams fully, but with the full 11s, trust me. But then some of the players that they signed, they have a lot of international players. But these are players you just signed. To me, I think KCA just went in for these players because they are international players. I mean, did they do grassroots research on these players? How many goals probably maybe such a player has scored back home? Maybe how long of a play time did such a player have? I mean, was such a player competitive and all that? To me, I think KCA did not look at such but before they actually picked in their players. But KCA has a lot of players, yes, good players, I would say. But to me, I really don't know whatever it is that is happening. KCA has almost everything it takes to win. But even locally, in UPL, they are being beaten. Look at their first game, what happened. So this time around, KCA playing home, but trust me, I even don't see KCA winning that game, by the way, much as they are home. Which players? Okay, yes, KCA will have players that they will field. The side that they will play, trust me, these guys will not also allow to go back just like that without scoring any goal. I am not seeing KCA beating these guys 2-0. It's going to be a very hard one unless otherwise.
Yeah, KCC up against Absalam is actually the result we are waiting to see. On Monday, we'll be in person to give lengthy discussion analysis about the game. Actually, the team that eliminated Vipers, they were up against the team of South Africa, Orlando Pirates. And we are now going for a break and we are turning back shortly. And when we get back, we will start with the analysis of the game between Bull FC and the team Arrow Hill Sports Club, because their game is tomorrow. Meanwhile, the game between KCA and Mbara, you talk about Maroons taking on the team. KCA actually up against Maroon. Meanwhile, the team of Vipers taking on the team Vipers will be up against the team of Mbara City. We'll do the discussion about those games on Monday because they will be played on Tuesday. Trust us, when we shall be getting back, expect the analysis of the game between Arrow Hill Sports Club and Bull FC, whether they can bounce back or else the team Bull FC will still be continuing with their final run of the season. Still me, Benson Pastore, together with Susie Linda in the studios of Western TV. Let's first go for the break.